What is going on, guys? I'm Mickado. Today I'll be showing you all how to make a Zone Wars map in Fortnite Creative 2.0. Now there are a lot of steps to make a Zone Wars, and especially now since we're going to be using Unreal Engine for Fortnite. But before we start the tutorial, be sure you guys subscribe. I'll be making more Unreal Engine for Fortnite tutorials, so subscribe so you don't miss them. And also join the Discord in the description down below. Anyways, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is go up to selection mode and click on landscape. We're going to create a landscape. I don't want it to be too big. You also don't want it to be too small, so I'm gonna do like a 8x8. I'm just gonna keep the settings how they are, just go from there. Alright, so I got my landscape made. Now I'm just gonna quickly sculpt it and make it fit my Zone Wars map. Let's do it. Once you finish your landscape, what we're going to do is build the storm. So what we're going to search up is storm, and you want to find the advanced storm controller. But before we place it down, we're going to find an area where we're going to have every player start for the Zone Wars. I was thinking about this little corner here, have some players spawn up here, have some players spawn over here, but it's giving me in this kind of general area. So what we're going to do is place down the advanced storm controller around in the area where you want the players to start. Phase 1 radius, we're going to make this just a bit smaller. You'll see this little circle right here. This is your phase 1 radius. So we want it to be just exactly where you want all the players to start. So some players will start up on this little bigger island over here, and some will start over here. I think that's about good. Once you find the right number for your phase 1 radius, we'll move on. Alright, on to next settings. Use custom storm phases. We're going to check this. Delay time 0. On finished behavior, stay. Bound radius. You're going to want this to be exactly what your phase 1 radius is. So as you can see here, mine is 120. So for my bound radius, this is also going to be 120. Storm sickness, totally up to you. I'm going to keep it off. And that's it for the advanced storm controller for now. Next up, we're going to place down the advanced storm controller beacon. And what I like to do is place this just above the advanced storm controller. Alright, so the settings you'll need for your advanced storm controller beacon. Phase, you want to make sure this is on 1 because this is going to be the first phase. Storm radius, you're going to want this here slightly smaller than what your phase 1 radius is in the advanced storm controller. So as you can see here, mine is 120. We already gone over that. So for this one, I'm going to make it a bit smaller. We'll make it 90. Here we go. And then your resize time, I'm going to keep it on 30. This is totally up to you for how big your map is and what you want your settings to be. But for me, I'm just going to keep it on 30 for the resize time. You don't want it to be too quick. You also don't want it to be too long. You do want it to be somewhat fast paced, you know, so you kind of got to adjust for how your map is. Damage level, we'll keep this on 1%. Movement behavior, we're going to want this on move to beacon. Very important, because if you have it on move randomly, it's going to move randomly and mess up your whole game. So make sure it's on move to beacon. Wait time, we'll do 10 seconds. Why not? Move distance minimum and move distance maximum. Doesn't matter since we have it on move to beacon. And once you're done with the settings, we're going to copy the advanced storm controller beacon. We're going to copy it and paste it and move it over here. So now each beacon basically will push your players around the island, have them go a certain direction. So what I'm going to do is choose kind of where I want them to go. So I'm just going to make them kind of have to swim across here and end up kind of over here. This will be the next phase right over here, and on with the settings. Phase, we're going to make this one phase 2. Storm radius, we're just going to make this a bit smaller. We're going to make it 70 instead of 90. Again, your numbers are probably different than mine. Resize time, we're going to make this 25, just a little bit smaller. Damage level, we're going to keep this on 1%. Move to beacon will be the movement behavior. You don't want to touch that. In wait time, we're going to keep this on 10. And again, you don't need to touch the move distance. Very easy. Now we're going to take this again and copy and paste it. We're guiding our players to a location, which my location will be, I'll make them go over here. I think that'd be cool. Alright, so on to the settings for the third storm controller beacon. We're going to make this phase 3. Storm radius, we're going to make this again a bit smaller. We'll make it 40. Resize time, we'll make it 20. Damage level, we'll make it 2%. Move to beacon. Wait time, we'll make it 10 seconds still. You might want to change it, it's up to you. And again, move distance, we're not going to touch. We'll copy this guy again, paste it. We're going to make our players go over here now, just over here. On with the settings, we're going to make this phase 4 since it's our fourth one. Storm radius, we'll make this 20. Resize time, we'll keep it on 20 seconds. Damage level, we'll make this go up to 5%. Movement behavior, move to beacon. Wait time, keep it on 10 seconds again. And we're not going to touch these ones. And we'll do 2 more. So we'll copy it. We'll paste this guy right over here. So we got some, you know, movement going on over here. We'll make this one on to phase 5. Storm radius, we're gonna make this 10. Resize time, we'll keep it on 20 seconds just to give people enough time. And again, we'll be testing this. These numbers might change. That's something you're gonna want to do, is make sure it's playable. You know, you don't want to make it super quick or too slow. You know, damage level, we'll make it 7%. Move to beacon, keep that. And these settings we'll just keep the same. We'll copy this and on to our last zone. Phase, we'll make this phase 6. Storm radius, we'll make this one 0. It's gonna go right to nothing. Resize time 20 seconds. Damage level, I'm gonna make it 10 seconds. Move to beacon, we'll keep that. And these settings we'll keep again. And that is the storm. So what we're gonna do is go test it right now and see if it works well, but that's something you want to do. Alrighty, I'm in game, let's test it. But we can see here, working well, this is exactly what we wanted. And now it should be going this way, which it is, we can see here. I'm noticing here, it's a little bit slow. I don't know if it should be quicker. So again, this is something we're gonna have to test with players eventually. But I mean, while we're building it, I think it's fine, it's decent. It gives us a clear view on how everything is. This is a pretty good speed, I like the speed here. I mean, I'm liking it. Here's a little bit quick. Ooh, something I'm gonna have to watch out for. Players fall down there, they're down there forever. I'm gonna get to like smoothen that out a bit. So that's something you want to do, is test, keep testing. Make scenarios, fall off the island, you can't get back up. I mean, we can build, but I mean, you know, if someone runs out of the match or something, you don't want them stuck in the water all match. But I'm liking the speed though. We're getting back out here. I'm liking the speed. We can already tell it's good. This should be the last phase here. But alright, so now we got our storms all done and complete. I will mention this. As you can see here, is very plain. My Zone Wars map will not have any buildings or anything like that. It's just gonna be simple like bushes, trees, and all that around here. I'm not gonna do any buildings. Maybe in the future after the tutorial, we'll see. But for this video, we're not gonna have any buildings. That's something you might want to do. Next thing we're going to do is place down our spawn pads. So I'm just going to search up player spawn and you'll see it here. Let's drop it in. And now here we're going to decide how many players will be playing this map. So I might make this a 16 player game. That seems like a pretty good number. But let's do the settings. Player team, we're going to keep this on any. Use a start island. Check this off if you have a spawn island. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and make a spawn island later. We're not doing that right now just because I know we'll be making a spawn island. I'm going to check this one off. Visible in game off. Enable during phase always. Player class any. Play audio no. Enemy range tech. All these you don't really need to play with. It doesn't matter for this scenario. And that is it. So since I'm doing 16, I'm going to copy and place down 16 different spawn pads. So I'm starting to realize I actually don't have that much space over here. So what I'm going to do for my map is make this a 12 player Zone Wars. I feel like 16 would be way too much and I have just enough room for 12. So for me, I'm going to make this a 12 player Zone Wars. Alright, so once you get all your spawn pads down, what I'm going to do now is just make a quick little spawn island kind of waiting room. So we're just going to create a new landscape. Nothing crazy. I'm just going to like put it over here. I'm going to make this like a 2x2, just a very small little thing over here. Now this video for the spawn island, I'm just going to literally place down the spawn pads. If you do want an in-depth tutorial on how to make a spawn island, be sure to check out the video in the description down below. I do show you how to make a spawn island and how to decorate one and make one kind of nice, but for this video I'm just gonna literally show you guys the settings for the spawn pads. So for the spawn pad settings, player team any, use as island start, we want this checked. Visible during games, no. Make sure enable during phases on pre-game only. And the rest of the settings you really don't need to touch. Now what I'll do is just place down 12 of these. If you have 32 players, you're gonna want 32 spawn pads. If you have 16 players, you want 16 spawn pads. However many players are able to play the game, that's how many spawn pads you want. And there we go, we got our spawn island kind of thing done. Again, nothing too special. We'll be decorating this later, and that's it for now. Next up, I'm just gonna go in game here real quick, and we're going to be doing the weapon system. So like I said before, a lot of these things are totally up to you for how you want your game to be. For me, what I'm gonna do is create a basic loadout for each player. What we're gonna grab here real quick is the item granter. We're gonna place this down. This doesn't have to be hidden since it's not gonna be shown in game, but we'll have the setting off. But if you want to make your own little area for the devices, I'm gonna have them over here in the spawn. But here for the settings, we're gonna have this enabled on game start. Alright, so I'm editing the video right now, and I realized I put receiving players on all loadouts for different players. Make sure it's on triggering player, and yeah, on grant action, doesn't matter. I will have this on keep all, but it shouldn't really matter too much. Grant, you want this on all items. Grant condition always. Grant on cycle, yes. Equip granted item, no. Remove item on grant, no. Give extra ammo, we'll have this on no. but it's totally up to you. Cycle behavior, stop. Grant while offline, no. Drop items at player's location, shouldn't matter. We'll keep it how it is. Ownership of dropped items, we'll have this on all. Grant timer off and play audio, no. That's all the settings. This will be your loadout. Now the reason why I'm doing the inventory stuff in Creative 1.0 is because I'm not sure exactly how to actually put items in here, but I'll be doing it like this for the tutorial. So what I'm going to do is probably make 3 different inventory types. So if someone spawns on this spawn pad, they'll get 1 inventory. I'm just going to make 3 different ones, totally up to you. But so what I'm going to do is take this and just copy it, 3 times or however many you're going to do. I'm just going to do 3 different classes. So now what I'm going to do is put in 3 different loadouts for each item grantor, and we'll go from there. Something else I forgot to do, is how many mats you want your players to have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm thinking we'll do 250 each for each player, 250. I think that sounds fair. Now what we're gonna do is connect each of these item grantors to a spawn pad. So what I'm gonna do is go to each player spawner and click on player spawn, send event to item grantor. We're gonna do grant item. On the next one, we're gonna go to on player spawn, item grantor 2, grant item, and I'm gonna do this to every single one. And now what we're going to do is go through all of these settings that you're going to want. I'm going to start in the game tab here on voice chat. Voice chat, I'll just make this on all. You could do none. I feel like none would be kind of better if you kind of want to talk to people. Max players, mine is 12. Your map might be different. Teams, free for all. Team size, dynamic. Default class identifier, no class. Revert default class at end of game. Spawn limit 1. After last spawn, go to spectating. Total rounds, I have mine on 10. Team rotation disabled. End game on match point win, no. Team visuals determined at round start. Time limit, none. Fastest time win disabled. All teams must finish, no. Win condition, most rounds win. Eliminations to end, off. All these need to be off besides last man standing end game. Make sure all these ones are off. Join in progress, spectate, spawn location, spawn pads, spawn pad selection random, respawn type individual, post spawn location will be island start. Have this one off. Auto start, up to you. Have mine on 30 seconds. A lot of these you can kind of just copy just by looking at them. Some of them aren't important really, but let's go to settings. All of these are up to you in your map. I'm going to leave them on default, but your map might be different. Enable fire, for me I want it off. Invincibility off. Starting health percentage will be 100% health. Max health 100 health. Allow health recharge off. Starting shield percentage, I have mine on 100%. Max shields 100 shield. Allowed shield recharge off. I don't like overshield or zone wars. It's kind of cheaty, I feel like. It just doesn't suit the map for me. Infinite ammo off. Infinite consumables off. Infinite resources, make sure it's off. Maximum building resources, I have mine on 500. Totally up to you. Harvest style battle royale. Harvest multiplier 1 times. Aim assist, yes. Allow building all. Allow to edit default. Buildings can destroy environment, yes. Environmental damage all. Structure damage all. Weapon destruction percentage. Weapon destruction percentage will be 100%. Pickaxe destruction, none. All of these, it kind of up to you. Start with pickaxe, you want that one on. Drop reboot card on elimination, no. Wild multi-interaction off. Eliminated players items will have this on drop. Allow item drop, yes. Allow item pickup, yes. And a lot of these, and not really important, not gonna lie. Spawn immunity time, we'll have this on none. We kind of go through important ones here. Fall damage, we'll have this on. Gravity normal, jump fatigue on. Allow mantling. Me personally, I don't like it for building. When I'm building, it kind of messes me up. I feel like it's kind of weird. I don't like it on when building, so I just have this one off for my map. Allow hurdling off. Allow sprinting. All these things are kind of weird when building. For a building map, I don't like it. Totally up to you. So all of these I'm not going to touch. Allow sliding. That one's not bad. A lot of these, it doesn't matter. Totally up to you. Glider replay off. I don't know why you want that on. We'll just skip down here. These aren't really important. I mean, you can look at them, but they're not too important. Health granted on elimination, 25. And wood, stone, metal on elimination, I don't like it on. And the rest of these you don't really need to touch, or I should say they're not as important. Moving on to UI. Timer direction, countdown. Game winner display time, I have these all on 3 seconds. Up to you. HUD infill type, none. Show top center, score HUD off. Max trackers on HUD, keep this on 1. I'm not using trackers. Show cumulative stat value on HUD, no. Show resource feed on eliminations, no. Use team score, no. Time alive, start point, spawn created. Round win condition, time alive. That's for me on my map. I think you should be on the leaderboard for how many wins you have, not, you can make it eliminations and damage dealt and all that. I feel like those aren't as important as you know, staying alive and winning. All these tiebreakers, totally up to you. I'll keep them on these. All these scoreboard columns, just have them on none. Map, screen, display, scoreboard, unless you want to show the map. I don't want it to show. Display scoreboard, yes. Display career, scoreboard, no. All these on no. Include players who left the game, and scoreboard excludes them. Show island code watermark on. And all of these at the very bottom, up to you. You can make a custom call out. You win or whatever. All right, and here's the final look at the island. We got the spawning area, we got the storm, but this is kind of just a little example of what you can do with your Zone Wars map. Of course, you can add buildings. Of course, you can do more things like that, but this is kind of just your basic UEFN Zone Wars kind of map in game here. So, and if you guys also want to play this map, be sure to play it. I'll put the code right in the description down below. I will be doing constant updates and making this game so much more better, but this is kind of just the version 1 of this map. We got the mechanics, we got the terrain done, so we'll be adding more eventually. I really hope this video did help you guys, and be sure to subscribe and go join the Discord in the description down below. It is a great community there, and we would love to have you. But that's it for me. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know down below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.